Hey y'all, welcome back to Keeping Up with KJ. My name is Kanisha and I'm a first-time home buyer who is transforming my first home one DIY project at a time. But in today's video, I'm actually somewhere else. So my best friend and her family are ready to turn this into a more family-friendly loft space. Right now it's a blank canvas that I can't wait to transform. So I'm going to add some built-ins on this back wall. We'll have bean bags. It'll be fun things for the kids to do. I'll paint the entire space and I'm really excited to take you along on this project. So be sure to keep watching.
It's time.
Friend.
No, that's stuff.
Fun fact, I am using upper cabinets. So the upper cabinets are only 1 foot deep. So that's going to allow the room to not be taken up by mostly cabinets. So take out the carpet, take out the baseboards, build my base, and then find my studs and then install my cabinets directly into the studs on this wall.
The secret to get your built-ins to actually look built in is to remove the trim from around where you're putting in your cabinets. So I'm just going in with my box cutter to score the caulk and then going in with my trim remover tool to go ahead and remove these baseboards. Now, I didn't know it in this moment, but I actually saved this baseboard just because I hadn't been to the dump yet, but I am going to use it again later on in the project.
Alrighty, so I have the outside of my frame complete. I'll scoot back a little bit more so you can see. So the outside, my 4 corners of my base is complete. I need to put on some inner parts, but what I want to do first is I want to cut out my carpet. So I put a spacer, some spacers all the way down. So essentially you don't want to install these cabinets on top of carpet. So what I'm doing is I'm bumping it out a little bit. I want a little bit of extra carpet so I can make sure it tucks underneath the trim that I add at the end, just so that way it's all underneath. So I'm going to use my box cutter, cut along this, slide it all the way down, remove that carpet, remove the padding underneath. There are going to be some tack strips along the wall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move a few of those tack strips, or at least a few of the pieces, because it might break. Move those tack strips to my new edge so that way that carpet has something to hold down to on the end. But again, it's going to go underneath the new trim that I add on at the end.
Your girl's getting tired.
It is 7:30 and I have officially been up for 12 hours today after working late last night. But we are closer. Okay, and further along than when we got here. So what I have done, the frames are now built out. I've already pre-marked my studs on the wall and on the frames, the support frames. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill the frames directly into the studs, and then I'm going to bring all the cabinets up, get my spacing together, and then go ahead and drill them directly into the studs as well. I do have to use my oscillating tool to go and cut out the backs of the back of the cabinet for the outlet. Again, there's 2 outlets I have to cut around. But other than that, we are getting close to being done with this part of the project. My goal for today was to get the cabinets installed. That is going to happen. I'm just a little tired.
So getting the cabinets installed actually didn't happen on day 1. But when I get to day 2, I'm going to explain to you why. It's honestly a good thing I didn't get the cabinets installed. But at this point, I was definitely a little defeated for sure. Think entertainment wall here. Bean bags for the older kids to play games, watch TV, do what they do. And then this little back corner. So when you walk into this space, you don't see all of this. This hides a lot of this stuff right here. So what we're going to do is put the he will be 2 in December. So we'll put his like little learning things and his stuff back here because he's going to make a mess. So that way his mess can kind of be contained to the back wall and you really won't see it once you come directly into the space. Paint everything. I'm still debating. I have to talk to her about changing this light. That wasn't in the original plan. But I think we can't redo an entire room and keep a boob light. I don't think we should do that. But yes. And then we need to figure out something for this wall. I'm thinking like some like giant family pictures this away. And then the panels will be back there, 2 floating shelves on each side, big TV in the middle.
Welcome to day 2 of this loft space makeover, y'all. And so we ended up eating last night. We got Wingstop, and then after that, honestly, I didn't feel like doing any more work for the night. So I just kind of stopped right where I was. Also, I'm not gonna lie. So I went into a big box store to rent a table saw because I don't have a table saw. And so what I did, I was going to go with the cost-effective way of ripping down some MDF boards to create my basically like a shiplap paneling. Shiplap itself was way too expensive. I know I wasn't doing that. But when I went to go to get the table saw, I actually found some like giant 4x8 shiplap panels. They were more expensive than just getting the MDF boards, but now I don't have to spend hours cutting down MDF boards today. And I can just go and install these sheets. So I'm super excited. Let me see. Like, I don't have to do any spacing. Literally, it's already primed. So all I'm going to have to do is paint this board. So I'm super excited about cutting that part of my process out. So I am going to install the boards before I install the cabinets. And then that's pretty much it for today. Install the paneling, make all my cutouts in my cabinets, install the cabinets, and that is my goal to get done with today. Oh, and then go ahead and prep for paint. That's kind of just like covering the floor and like taping off some stuff, but I'm not going to do like taping off everything. I'm pretty good with my lines, so we're going to skip that part because that just takes up a lot of time. So if you can get a steady hand and figure out how to paint without taping off, it definitely will end up saving you time in your process, and I will show you exactly and give you some tips on how I do it.
Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This was hands down the hardest part about this project, was getting these panels up on the wall by myself. Your girl was definitely struggling.
So I thought I was recording, I wasn't. And if I would have tried to put this up and that wasn't recording, that was really going to make me mad, but. I know one thing. I'm glad I've been working out. Because if I had not, this, my friends, would be a problem. Oh. Alrighty, so if you're gonna do this by yourself, put your liquid nails on there, get it in place, and pin in one spot where you can still get some wiggle room around the other corners. And that'll help you not take 10 minutes to do one. That was 5 minutes on that one, which was, whew. Well, I haven't completely brad nailed it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the next one and then just brad nail everything completely. Or sometimes I wonder, like, why didn't I pick an easier hobby? I could like sit at a table and craft. No, I wanna do insane things like this. Ow. Ooh. But you got this.
Anytime you're doing any type of trim work or adding paneling to a wall, you really want to make sure that to give this a completely finished look that you are going through, making sure all of your brad nails are all the way through the holes. You're filling them with spackle, and then you're caulking around your edges, and that's going to give you a super clean look to make sure that this looks like it's actually supposed to be there.
So, silly me, I packed the wrong cabinet screws. Well, actually, I needed 2 sets of cabinet screws. So the screws that I have, I can screw them into the studs. But what I can't do is I can't screw through the face frames to then put in my filler pieces. I'm going to go ahead and connect all my filler pieces and then install everything together so that way I knew my filler pieces fit. But what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go ahead and what I'm going to do for today, I'm going to go ahead and drill for the TV hole at the bottom. And I'm going to drill through the sides of these cabinets with these. So they're going to use this cable concealer kit, and it came with a circular drill bit. So I'm going to use this drill bit to drill through the cabinet and the wall, and then also drill through the sides of the cabinet. And then I think I'm going to stop there and then just screw everything in when I have my longer screws tomorrow. So I think that'll be my stopping point. Right now it's 6:30, and I'm happy with that. I wanted to just paint tomorrow, but it's also been a much longer day than I
planned for. So I'm okay to stop. And I still have time. The project isn't due until the 27th. I hate to be telling you all dates because you're going to be like, girl, we got this video 6 months later. Mind your business. Okay, you're still going to get the video. Regardless of how far away from the finished date I am still recording it. The editing is hectic. So I have plenty of time to finish the project, so I'm not in a rush, and I'm tired and I'm hungry. So I'm going to go ahead, drill my holes using this circular bit, and then I'm going to be done for today. So it's at this point that I realized that I didn't have enough torque on my drill to be doing this. So once I turned it up a little bit, it did make the process a little bit easier. So I'm trying to drill through the back of the MDF of the cabinet and then also drill through the drywall as well. And this is going to allow us to, once the TV is mounted, to go ahead and hide the cord through the wall. And then I'm drilling holes through the sides of the cabinets so that way the extension cord can reach the outlet. So as you can see, the first 2 days of this project did not go as planned, and that's pretty much my life when it comes to DIY. But y'all, I promise you do not want to miss the rest of this project and the final reveal. So go ahead and like this video, and if you're not already, hit that subscribe button because it's time to start keeping up with KJ. See y'all next week.